The expectation from budget is that it should be growth-oriented budget this time around, because if you see the last year 2013 calendar year, air passenger traffic growth was actually declined. It declined by 5%, so it was not growth. There was no growth there at all. So what is that needs to be done to stimulate the growth is what the expectation. So there are three things that comes to my mind. One is thinking about the transport, because it really drives the growth in the travel sector, and specifically airlines. So what needs to be done is, while FDI by any foreign airline, which was announced last time, was a welcome move, what I think that needs to be done and followed through is to actually look at the airport taxes as well as the fuel surcharge, because the cost is really high. Cost of operations for airline is really high, and therefore they are struggling, which has an impact on the fares as well. So if the fares go up, which went up 30% year on year last year, the growth is not going to get hampered. So we would definitely expect that this time around government actually looks at that fuel surcharge. It also looks to rationalize the airport taxes for the airlines. So that's actually one. Two, what I'm reading right now, it's actually a welcome move. If there's going to be FDI in railways, that's another transport kind of option for the Indian consumers for domestic travel. It should definitely help boost the travel as well. And the third is the accommodations on hotels. If you really look at the inventory, of total rooms available in India, about 300,000 rooms. Now this 300,000 rooms is really short supply as far as overall accommodation, given the size of our country. If I give you an example of Bangkok alone, or let's say Las Vegas alone, they have, between the two, they have actually 75,000 rooms in Bangkok, probably about 125,000 rooms in Vegas alone. That's the kind of inventory that you need to promote the tourism. And if we want to, as government has been talking about it, if they want to really promote the tourism in India, like let's say domestic tourism as well as inbound tourism in India, they really have to come up with some SOPs for hotels. Last year in the budget, one good news, welcome news was there from hotels perspective, which was including hotel sector in and giving them the infrastructure status, all those hotel projects, which was great, because it only helps the new hotels come up and get the funding at special rates or at reduced rates. But what I guess further needs to be done is also to give them some tax holiday breaks. Give them, because they are long term. Every hotel property actually has long term gestation period, and they do need that kind of support if we are really serious, because at the end of the day, there is going to be revenue if the tourism goes up from government perspective in terms of spending and various taxes that they kind of collect from the spending. So I think that's also a very important thing and real expectation. It's actually high time that we kind of look at that sector really seriously and do something about it. The other thing that comes to my mind is also, if you really think about it, that if we want to be really seriously promote tourism, there are many historical kind of sightseeings available here, but there are very few entertainment, there are very few theme park related kind of options available here. You should think Universal World, you should think Disney's of this world. Why can't we just have some of these set up if we are really serious about it? Because there are many options in India. There is huge amount of potential in India traveling within the country. People are already looking at many options when they look at actually spending their holidays, etc., going and stepping out. If you have options here in terms of right kind of accommodation, right kind of hotel supply, right kind of transport system, right kind of entertainment systems, and for sightseeing and stuff like that, you will have a lot of people who would travel in India, would love to travel in India. We do have many destinations that are absolutely unexplored, but the infrastructure kind of kills you, because it does not really motivate you to go to there because of the connection, because of the transport, and so on and so forth. And then you look out, and then you feel there's value for money when you step out. So these are the things specifically. I think if government kind of looks at it, it will definitely boost the tourism industry and overall travel. Definitely one area of service tax that I see as specifically actually to our sector. So there is almost like a double taxation right now. So there air travel is being service taxed right now. So air travel happening at airline or happening at our site will be taxed. There is a service tax on that. But then there is also a service tax on agency services like ours. So which effectively means that yes, there is a bit of a SENVAT as well, but it in effect actually means double taxation, because at the end of the day, agency services are actually selling the tickets for the airlines, which effectively is air travel. So why would you want to have a service tax on air travel and also a service tax on the agency services? I think it makes only takes only the cost up, and I think that can be avoided.